They couldn't hide it any longer. The air was filled with whispers, the kind of whispers that move like wildfire when two beloved stars are seen in a way no one expected. Lee Junho and Lim Yoona, two names that, when spoken together, already stir excitement. But what fans witnessed recently has shifted everything, taking rumors, suspicions, and silent hopes, and turning them into undeniable proof that something deeper is happening. It was meant to be an ordinary evening. Cameras rolled, lights glowed, and the red carpet stretched out like a river of gold. Both Junho and Yoona were there. Not for each other, at least not publicly, but as representatives of their craft, their artistry, and their endless dedication to the world of entertainment. But all it took was one moment, one unscripted, fleeting instant, and the internet exploded. A camera caught it. Not a staged photograph, not a polished pose, but a genuine glance, so pure, so unguarded, that no one could deny the meaning behind it. Yoona was walking, the crowd around her electric, when Junho appeared nearby. Their paths were supposed to cross casually. Just another encounter in the vast, glittering world of celebrity events. But when her eyes found his, the atmosphere changed. For a second, just a second, the noise faded. Her smile shifted, softer, almost private. It wasn't the polite smile she offers to flashing cameras or eager fans. This was different. It was the kind of smile that carried warmth, recognition, and something unspoken. And then Junho responded in a way no one was ready for. He looked at her as if the world had shrunk, as if in that entire room of people, Yoona was the only person that mattered. His eyes lingered, not in a way that could be brushed off as coincidence, but in a way that told a story fans had only dreamed of until now. The clip is only a few seconds long, but that's all it took. Millions of fans replayed it, again and again, zooming in, slowing it down, capturing every micro-expression. And the conclusion was unanimous. They couldn't hide it any longer. What makes this moment even more powerful is the history behind it. Junho and Yoona's journey hasn't just been about on-screen chemistry. Yes, they've shared stages, projects, and countless professional encounters. But in every interview, every behind-the-scenes interaction, fans noticed something more. The stolen glances, the shared laughter, the comfort in their silences. It wasn't the forced closeness of colleagues. It wasn't the rehearsed intimacy of actors. It was real. And now, for the first time, it feels like the curtain has been lifted. Junho, who has always been careful, deliberate, and measured in his actions, let something slip. His expression gave him away. The way his gaze softened when Yoona looked at him, it wasn't something you could practice. It wasn't something you could script. And Yoona, graceful as always, tried to recover. She looked away. She composed herself. She returned to the event, playing her role as the radiant star everyone adores. But even in that moment, she couldn't hide the flush in her cheeks, the sparkle in her eyes. That was the moment the internet decided, this isn't just rumor anymore. This is real. Of course, the industry thrives on speculation. Celebrities are no strangers to gossip, and both Junho and Yoona have faced their fair share of baseless headlines. But this time, something feels different. It isn't just what was seen, it's how it was felt. Fans describe watching the clip as if they were intruding on something intimate, something that wasn't meant for the public eye. It wasn't a performance. It wasn't fan service. It was two people caught in a truth they could no longer conceal. And perhaps the most telling part? Neither of them has denied it. Silence, in this case, speaks louder than words. The reaction online has been overwhelming. Hashtags trended within minutes. Fan edits flooded timelines, pairing the clip with love songs, slow-motion effects, and captions that declared this as the moment everyone had been waiting for. Some fans said, "We always knew it. This just confirmed it." Others admitted they cried, seeing the tenderness in that exchange. And then there were those who expressed both joy and protectiveness, urging the public to respect their privacy, to let this love, if it truly is love, grow in peace. But one thing is clear, the world is watching. And yet, beyond the noise, beyond the frenzy, lies a deeper truth about why this resonates so much. It's not just about celebrities. It's about love. The kind of love that slips past walls and disguises, that finds a way to reveal itself even when hidden behind flashing lights and scripted smiles. We all long for it. We all hope for it. And when we see it in others, even in those who live lives so far removed from our own, it touches us. Because in that glance, in that moment between Junho and Yoona, we saw something universal. Something all of us recognize. The beginning of a love that no longer wants to be hidden. What happens next? That's the question everyone is asking. Will they go public? Will they confirm the whispers? Will they take the risk of living their truth under the constant gaze of cameras and critics? Or will they retreat again, guarding their feelings in the shadows, protecting what's fragile and precious? No one knows. But what's undeniable is this: things can never go back to the way they were. That clip, that glance, has changed everything. It has given fans not just a story to follow, but a feeling to believe in. And whether they admit it tomorrow, next month, or years from now, that moment will remain. The proof, the spark, the truth they couldn't hide any longer. So as the internet replays the scene on an endless loop, as fans dissect every detail, as whispers turn into headlines, one thing stands clear. Lee Junho and Lim Yoona have tried to keep their story behind closed doors, but love has a way of writing itself into the open. And now the world is reading it. They couldn't hide it. Not anymore. But perhaps what makes this revelation so extraordinary is not just the romance itself. It's who they are. Lee Junho and Lim Yoona aren't just any two stars. They are icons. Junho, the man who redefined himself, rising from idol to acclaimed actor, proving his artistry was never meant to be confined to one category. He carries himself with a discipline and dignity that fans deeply admire, always careful with his words, always intentional with his choices. And Yoona, the nation's beloved, a woman who grew from a girl group member into an actress whose charm, talent, and grace have touched millions. She has always been the symbol of elegance, warmth, and quiet strength. Separately, they shine, but together they ignite something bigger, something that feels destined. Is why this clip has shaken fans so deeply. Because in that hidden moment, we weren't just watching two celebrities. We were witnessing two people, two souls, allow their masks to slip, even for a heartbeat. For Junho, that soft gaze was uncharacteristic. He has built a reputation for being stoic in public, rarely letting emotions seep into the spotlight. Yet with Yoona, the walls fell. For Yoona, that smile was telling. She has perfected